Hey guys, welcome back to my lifestyle channel. I am Allie, if you guys are new here. If you guys are new here, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. I am in my beauty space today, and I was going to set up a different place in my house, but it's literally been impossible. My son has been very loud and rambunctious today, so he's finally calmed down, but I apologize if you hear Madagascar in the background because that is what he's currently watching. But since he is finally calm, I thought my safest place to go was to sneak into my bedroom, but since my door is still like cracked so I can listen to him, you might hear Madagascar. I'm hoping I'll get better about filming locations for this channel. I feel like that's why I'm so stumped on content for this channel, because I'm always just like, where should I sit down to film this? Where is it not awkward? I think too hard about certain things for sure. But it is that time for my daily journal update. No blog post will be going up. I want to throw that out because, well, you guys will see in a minute. So January was like literally 2 months long for me. But when February came and I was looking back on January, I was like, what did I even get done? Like, I feel like I'm slowly like sinking and I can't keep my head above water. I was telling my husband, James, the other day, I was like, if I just got ahead on everything, I feel like I would be fine. I could have my Monday through Friday schedule and like be fine, like keeping up with everything, but it's definitely been a trying year already. And now that February is hit, it has flown by. I'm currently filming this on the 12th, and I feel like I've only had like 2 days of February, so I do have my journal here, and this is how thick it is now, which is not bad for a month's worth. I definitely wish I could have added more in this month, but I was not able to. So you guys know the first 2 pages are the pages I showed in my first video. I will go ahead and link it up above if you're new. I'm taking you guys along with my daily journal. It's kind of like a creative daily journal, so I'm able to do whatever I want with it, take it any direction, and in a way, it's kind of like my own scrapbook. I am going to be scrapbooking, and well, I do scrapbook, but I'm going to be showing you guys that process too with my son's scrapbooks. So I'll link my first video of showing you my pregnancy and Roman's newborn days scrapbook up above if you guys want to check that out. But I like being creative with stuff like this that are in the end going to turn around and be like great memories to look back on. So in a way, I think that this is my own scrapbook and a keepsake for myself to have. So although I do want my kids and stuff like that in it, I also want just me and life. And you guys will see as I go what all I include, but I wanted to recap 2020 in a way that I can look back on really good times. And I hope that I will continue to do this for years to come because I've already really enjoyed it. I have set aside at least 30 minutes of my morning to listen to a podcast, drink some coffee, and just work on this. And if I'm stumped and if I don't want to do a lot of thinking on what I can do, I will literally just do the coloring pages, which you guys will see. But I have found out I'm like my son and I really do not like to color. Some days I don't mind it, but it's just not something for me. So I feel like those pages are going to take me so long to tackle, and that's why you will see I have not gotten that far with the coloring parts. But yeah, like I said, you guys have already seen the first 2 pages. So turning, this is what I have gotten. So the first 2 pages are kind of like what I want for 2020, what I have been doing, what I'm going for, and the things that I love. So that's just kind of like a reflection page. I want the beginning of this journal to be something that I can look back on throughout the entire year. So that's why I thought these second 2 pages should be of self-love and my before and after. You guys can see that it just says over to the side on both pages, picture, because that is where I'm going to place pictures. That's also why there will not be a blog post today, because I want to have the pictures in there first before I fill you guys in on over on my blog with like actual good pictures of everything. But I have to fall in love with yourself is the first secret to happiness. And I really like that quote, and I think that would be perfect for the page with my before picture that I've already taken and I'm a little self-conscious about because last year was a very hard year for me. It's something that I really kept to myself, and even though I kept telling myself I was fine, and I didn't need help or anything like that, in the end, I really did. And I feel like I've grown so much from that since I can now say that and know that I really did need help and I was in a dark place. But on top of that, I was having a lot of like health issues. I really put on the weight and pretty quickly too. But I do think I wasn't able to get off the weight because I was just really depressed. And I hate to say that. I hate to admit it because I almost feel like defeated saying it. And I'm just so stubborn and I just don't like to be defeated like that. So it's really hard and I don't want to get into that today. I want this to be a good video. I do plan on doing a blog post on touching on some of those subjects here soon. But for today, I just want to stick to the daily journal and be like in a zen mode like I have been because yeah, I need that right now. But this month, I can say, knock on wood, it has been a pretty good one. So the past, I would say 6 months of finally like finding myself and coming to terms with how I was feeling, I feel like have been the best for me. And I've been no longer gaining weight. I have been more maintaining, but I know I'm not completely better yet because I still can't seem to keep dropping the weight. So I am working on it and it's been a process for sure. Feeling better and loving myself has been the first step. So that's why I wanted these pages. But no matter what my after picture, which the other page says a year of self-love, and then picture, that is where my picture in December of 2020 is going to go. And I hope it's something of a difference for sure. I want to change because I want to be healthy and I want to be strong for my kids and for myself. But no matter what, I want 2020 to be a year of self-love, that no matter what size I am, no matter how I look, I love myself. And that's what I've been working on. And I'm proud to say I have felt self-love so much more lately than I have probably my entire life. And that's really hard to say because literally the biggest I've ever been too. So it's really empowering to feel that right now, even though I'm not in the place where I want to be. I'm looking at it more as a lifestyle change and more of I want my life back. I want to be strong and I want to be healthy. So that's what these 2 pages are going to represent in this. And I will probably talk about these pages in my blog or maybe a video like this. I don't know if I will do it in video or not. I feel like it would be emotional, but it will be something that I mention. But I want to look at my before picture with the same amount of love as I do with my after picture, even if there is a change or not a change. Moving on before it gets too deep. I think we already got pretty deep, but I did make the mistake. As you guys can see, first off, I finally finished these 2 pages, and literally I got to the point where I hated coloring so much from these that I made a goal and I set it to color 1 book a day, one of these little books a day, and I finally got it complete. But I really like the finished outcome. I love the tones and the vibes with this and kind of like what I'm going for the month of January. But in January, I have read 3 books. I'm actually currently still working on the 3rd book as I am filming this, but I'm close to the end. It has been a long one and it's dragging by, but a blog post will be coming on my recent reads soon. But I did make the mistake of writing like on the back of these pages with them together, so you can see like little marks and stuff like that, unfortunately. But in the end, I'm hoping that these pages will be filled with books that I've read in 2020 anyway, so I'm not really worried about it. But I did want to show you guys the progress because the books are finally all colored in and looking so pretty. And I will be coming back to these pages all year too because I will be adding all the books that I've read. You guys can see, like I said, that there's 3 there. The next pages, again, I have not printed out any pictures, so I'm slacking, I know. I still wanted to show you guys because I said that I would every month. But the first page says live, learn, grow. And there's going to be a picture of my boys at the library right there. Like I said, I want to include them because if I had a scrapbook, they would be all in it. The second picture is also going to be of at least my son Axel. I think I will use a shot of him for this one, and it's the Dino Dig video that I did. I'll link it up above if you haven't seen it, but and there's also a vlog where I showed the library trip, so maybe I'll put them down in the description box or link them up above. I will figure that out later, but it says picture perfect memories. That's just what the page said. I probably wouldn't have wrote that, but I liked the ombre of like brown for Dino Dig. So I'm going to put a picture there. It's a pretty simple page, but in a way, these two pages will represent my boys as part of my scrapbook, and that makes them perfect. The next page is something else that I love doing, which is cooking. So I thought it'd be really cool to include the recipes that I film and blog for you guys and include them in here because they're like big things that I do and that I really enjoy doing. And I thought it'd be a nice little touch. So this is for my chicken noodle soup with egg noodle video that I did. And there's the ingredients for the chicken noodle soup and the egg noodles on one side, and then I'm going to have pictures on the other side. I thought it was just a nice little touch, and I think it'll wrap together really well having them throughout my whole journal for the year of what recipes I've shared with you guys. I'm currently brainstorming the next one. The next page I go over pretty fast because these little notes are going to be a little bit more personal, but I wanted to make sure that there is journaling done in these as well, because every single year I always say, man, I really need to actually journal so that my kids, one day when I'm gone, they can look back and be like, oh my God, my mom wrote that, or, you know, she did this. And for, I would say, a solid month here and there, I would stick to it. And I actually have some journals filled with pages. But although they're nice looking back on, sometimes they can be a little too much to look back on if I was having a bad day or something like that. And I really don't want my kids to see that, where I feel like this will be like, oh my gosh, I really love that my mom did it this way. So I think in the end, these will still be really nice for them, but I literally just have January to February 2020, and I just talk a little bit about how January went, how my February is going so far, and it's kind of, in a way, transitioning my journal from January to February, because we're about done with how far I've gotten into this. The page next to it, though, is another coloring spread, and I've only done part of it. So I'm going to keep working on that whenever, like I said, I'm listening to a podcast and I don't feel really creative on thinking up an idea for a page. Instead, I'll come back to this page and do some coloring. The next page, I had to add caffeine and crime. And one side says caffeine and crime, and it'll have my logo picture, and it says December 31st, 2019, because that was when the first episode went up, but that was literally the day before New Year, so I thought it's still like a brand new baby to me. So over to the side, I have season 1, and I have episode 1 through 8. You guys will probably see a little bit of a sneak peek if you guys listen to my podcast on what episode is coming next week, which is episode 8. But the next 2 I left blank because I don't want you guys to know just yet. I like them to be a little bit more of a surprise. So in case I have any of my listeners for Caffeine and Crime here, I wanted to make sure the next 2 were a little secretive. But yeah, that is my first season. I'm doing 10 episodes. There's room for another season at least. And then I'll just continue on with it as I go because I don't know how many seasons I'll get done in 2020, but I have been really enjoying doing my podcast. It has been so much fun, and the feedback that I've gotten so far has been amazing for it being my first season. But that is it for my update. I know I didn't do a whole lot in like a month. Really, I started like mid-January, so it literally has been a month since we're pretty much mid-February, but I still think it's some progress. It's better than not doing anything, and even though I still have a lot more to do, I gotta figure out how to do pictures and all of that. I don't know if I want to go get them printed. I just feel like they're more personal, so I'm like, ugh. Hopefully by my March update, I will have all of February caught up and pictures included to show you guys the whole thing together then. But yeah, if you guys are doing a daily journal, let me know and give me some ideas. I would love to hear what you guys plan on doing in yours. I've had a lot of fun, like I said, with this, so I'm glad I'm gonna keep doing it and I'm staying consistent with it. And like I said, I am trying to rearrange my lifestyle channel to where I have playlists to make it a little bit easier if you fall behind or anything like that. I'm working on it. Hopefully I'll get it done within the next couple of weeks. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give me some thumbs up if you did, and subscribe, become part of my lifestyle channel. I would really appreciate it, and I will see you guys in my next video.